So this lesson is going to talk about the nature of energy. We've been using this word energy a lot. A lot of times energy, we in the life science, energy was like a fuel source for our animal cells and our plant cells or living things. So that was one type of energy is in the form of a fuel, which for us it's food. So if I look at these drawings here, you know that looks like food. That looks like food. So nature of energy is in what we call a food source. But there's also other types of energy that we deal with. And again, when it comes to scientists, we have this passage here that you may have to read a passage on the GD test. And I'll go ahead and just read this to us. What is energy? Energy makes change. Energy moves cars along the road and boats over the water. It bakes a cake in the oven and keeps ice frozen in the freezer. It plays our favorite songs on the radio and lights our homes. Energy makes our bodies grow and allows our minds to think. Scientists define energy as the ability to do work. People have learned how to change energy from one form to another so that we can do work more easily and live more comfortably. So that's kind of where humans come into play. Is we if we understand the nature of energy, we can understand how it can be used to our advantage. So energy is how we can make things change. Okay. So as far as energies go, you know, we have what this looks like is like the lightning or what we call electrical energy. When I see sun, I think of like solar energy. This looks like a battery. So, battery energy. Sometimes this is called chemical energy. Batteries are chemical reactions. This looks like an oil well pumping oil out of the ground. So sometimes we refer to those as fossil fuels, oil. This looks like atomic energy. This looks like a fire. So, I would refer to that as like heat energy. We have wind. That looks like a windmill. So that would be like wind power or wind energy. We talked about those two, like plant energies. I'm not really sure. That looks like maybe water, like water energy. Uh, Again, that looks like a light bulb. So that could be like electrical energy of some sort, or even heat energy because lights do give off heat, light bulbs. It looks like a barrel of oil, like gasoline, maybe. Uh, Radioactive symbol there. So that's probably a symbol for nuclear power. A lot of times when I see this, that looks like an image of coal. So in Kentucky, coal is a fuel we burn still to run a lot of our power plants as well. So it allows us to create energy in the form using coal. Again, looks like another form of an oil well. And a socket, again, reminds me of electrical energy. So these are your different types of energies. And they were able to do all types of work. You know, oil oil seems like the ones we use more for our cars. Um, a lot of times we warm our houses with natural gas, which is kind of a fossil fuel. You know, chemical energy, batteries. I think a lot about our phones these days. Our cell phones. It's all about the concept of batteries. Um, when I see the sun, I think of solar panels. How we try to harness the sun from the to heat and create electricity for our homes. So that's where, again, when I think about solar energy, though, in the form of solar panels, that's how we are, changing energy from one form to another. When I think of solar panels, they're changing sun energy into probably a chemical energy for batteries and things like that. So it's pretty cool. And a lot of times, like water and heat and coal, they're a lot of times used to create what we call electrical energy, electricity that runs through our power lines throughout our United States. And of course, nuclear energy, a lot of times that's used to power industries and homes as well. And Nuclear energy is really a lot more complicated. It's getting into that subatomic level of protons and electrons and creating energy at that that nuclear level or tiny levels of protons and electrons. So again, energy makes change. It makes changes in our lives. It helps us grow, so we change through energy. And again, for us, energy really is how our civilization works. Is how do we harness these energies, how do we transform them into other usable energies that can do work for us and make our lives easier? So that's kind of a little bit of an overview of types of energy.